Hello and welcome back to another episode of Some Climbing News. Lots of goodies this week. Ryuichi Murai back in the thick of it as he continues his siege of Burden of Dreams. Will Bosi with another 8B plus and an interesting announcement. And the first Bouldering World Cup of comp climbing season getting started, or at least about halfway through by the time this video is out. So as always, don't forget to like and comment. I love hearing from you guys when you do. Subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't yet and are digging these bi-weekly updates. Let's get this show on the road. And starting us off with Alex Ventajas, who managed the ascent of Stefano Ghisolfi's beginning, a 9A plus in Arco, Italy. Alex was apparently trying this thing back in December, but he found the route to be too cold, which, I mean, honestly, what is it with all of these sport climbers complaining about cold conditions? And why are they all, Mediterranean? This dude's Spanish, complaining about aching fingers. Laura Rogora was doing the same a few months ago when she was on site in crazy shit, as expected. Maybe not a lot of you guys know this, but I'm Spanish too, and this is just sad. It's sad, guys. We need to get a grip. No pun intended. You don't see, Nale complaining about being chilly when he's trying Burden of Dreams way up north, right? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's sad. I'm kidding, of course. But Alex spent 3 days on the route once it was hot enough, because I guess we're all just slightly more complicated sunflowers, not nearly as fabulous, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Congratulations, on a more serious note, to a guy who just got his third 9A plus ever. I mean, that's pretty good. It's good stuff. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm a positive influence on the climbing community. Yes. Moving on. And on to Loic Zehani. Zeni? I don't know. I'm trying here. Look, leave it to the French to put an unnecessary number of vowels on absolutely everything for no reason. What am I doing? I'm criticizing France. Like, why? I just told everyone I'm Spanish. Now I'm criticizing France. I mean, like, it's my God-given right as a European. But man, like, what was this channel about? Oh yeah, climbing. So Loic, honestly, this guy is prolific, and I don't think a lot of people know who he is. Or if you do, maybe you've forgotten about him, or he sounds familiar for reasons you can't quite place. He's that one dude that people were pissed off at because his belayer was keeping his rope a little too tight when he sent Artaburu 9A plus in Margalef back in January 2024. Presumably, that's why the guy's Instagram is private, because when the climbing community backlashes, it backlashes hard. Now, it's been over a year since the controversy, and I'm not a fan of, judging people for their worst mistakes from now until eternity. And to his credit, Artaburu isn't listed as ascent on his 8A.nu scorecard. But you know what is listed? His latest FA, a climb called La Saint-Paul, a 9A plus in Saint-Baume in France. Insanely, this is Loic's 17th 9A plus to 9B FA. That's 515A to 515B for the Americans, which means he's gotten 7 9B routes FA'd under his belt. I mean, that's some seriously impressive stuff, to say the least. I can't find any photos of his latest route. Again, his Instagram is set to private, so apologies for that. But man, you gotta say, that is serious dedication to opening projects. That is really not easy. So congrats to Loic. And yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you were following his whole controversy last year, because I honestly can't find anything other than like Iker Bo's super long Instagram rant about the situation. I'd love to know if you have any more info for me. And then we gotta talk about Ryuichi Murai, who is reportedly back in Norway trying Burden of Dreams. Now, if you don't know, Ryuichi has been trying this thing for quite a while. And honestly, one of the coolest things about seeing him do so is that he pretty much posts everything, his progress, his highs, his lows, all of it on Instagram. Last year, or was it last year? I'm not super sure, to be honest, but last time he was there, we saw him even putting out surveys to his followers to judge what the proper start should look like. The guy's kind of short, so he can't reach the holds with his butt on the ground. He's either got to pull a Simon Lorenzi or he's got to crouch start. And it seems most people have agreed that stacking pads is probably the best idea for the moment. Now, hey, that was last year, so I have no idea how exactly he intends to start this thing, but presumably he will do so with his butt on the floor, or as close to it as possible. His ass is going to be on pads, is what I'm trying to say. So if you'd like to check out some incredibly detailed progress on one of the world's most notorious and difficult boulders, check out Ryuichi's Instagram. Links in the description. It's pretty cool and honestly very interesting stuff. Last thing I saw, he was talking about how the heel of one of his shoes had like ripped apart a little bit. So presumably he's trying the Elias Yagnema heel beta, which is kind of interesting because no one else has done it like that. So yeah, I'd love to know what you think. And speaking of too many details, Danny Wood's in the news, this time for starting a vlog. So we're going to be hearing some very interesting, super elaborate ways of describing holds. Like you could just, hear that nasally core pad mini pinch. It's hilariously nerdy and a welcome addition to the YouTube space. Honestly, go give him some love. Starting a vlog is not exactly easy. Anyways, I personally loved the way it's structured, with Daniel doing some pretty cool, very on-brand, intricate analysis of his send of Ninja Skills V14/AP+ in Kironiko. Still some polishing needed, in my opinion. Some of it is a little bit slow and a little bit awkward, but not something that can't be learned, fixed, improved on with time and practice. Not everyone is, Casey Neistat from the get-go. But good news for the hardcore boulderers out there is Daniel seems to be pretty motivated to keep this thing going. So hopefully we don't get another Sean Rabatou vlog that lasts, how long was it? Like 3 episodes? Dude hates cameras. What can I say? That was the worst and biggest tease ever. But of course, bringing the question back to you. Did you watch the vlog yet? What'd you think? It's good? It's bad? Something you're interested in? Don't really care? Love to know what you have to say. And so we will stay in Switzerland for this next segment, just giving a quick update on whatever Will Bosi's been up to. Now usually Will sending AP+/V14 isn't exactly news anymore. The guy's flashed, I don't know how many at this point. He climbed ninjutsu. Honestly, who cares, right? But what I think is a little more important is his little update on Instagram where he's mentioned being out there with Giuliano Cameroni and Dave Graham and quote unquote checking out all the existing lines, getting shown lots of insane projects. Essentially, and what I'm trying to get at is, are we about to see some crazy shit? We're about to see some crazy. I personally can't wait to see what Dave Graham and Giuliano Cameroni have been finding out there. And honestly, if you're a big boulderer, you probably shouldn't either. So here's to hoping we get to see some cool stuff going down soon. I don't know about you, but I'd love another longer Will Bosi sending stuff video because those, they don't seem to come around all that often. And finally, IFSC World Cup happening this weekend in China. A place called, how do you pronounce this? Kachao? Oh my god, I've been Lightning McQueen. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, I'm sorry. No, this is serious. It's a serious event. It's as serious as the 1954 crash that ended the Hudson Hornets' career and kept him from getting a 4th Piston Cup. But seriously, the comp hasn't finished yet, or at least by the time I publish this video, climbers have already qualified for semis. I'm throwing up the qualification results for men right now. Not many surprises. So Ratu and Raku at the very top. Of course, Toby Roberts, Colin Duffy, Tomo Narasaki, all the usual suspects advancing to semis. Pretty much the same with the women. Oriane Berton, Oshani McKenzie, Erin McNeese, Kyra Condi. Actually, I didn't know was still doing comps. It's surprising, at least for me. It's kind of cool seeing Kyra up there again. Like I said, guys, I don't usually follow this stuff, but I'm trying. I'm trying. And of course, notable absentees, Brooke Rabatou and Janja Garnbret, who seem to be keeping good with their promises to stay away from comps this year. And also Natalia Grossman, who's still recovering from that ACL tear. But hey, there's not much that I can tell you beyond this schedule for the upcoming semis for women. That will be at 12 p.m. in China. And since most of my viewers are American, and the math is just insanely convenient, that's 12 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, with finals just a few hours later, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. local in China. And the men have the exact same times, 12 for semis, 7 for finals on Sunday. I, for one, cannot wait. I don't know. I'm going to try and watch this stuff for you guys. You watch this show for me, so I figure it's the least I can do. Hopefully my coverage becomes more enthusiastic and knowledgeable as time goes on. Very sorry about not knowing absolutely anything about comps. Anywho, but of course that was some climbing news. Thanks again for watching, for the comments, for the likes and subscribing if you haven't already. Hoping you enjoy the weekend. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Yeah, go climb some stuff.